Hey, good morning. Tuesday morning. I see the sun peeping out through this old chestnut tree outside. My window here. It's shining over on the eastern side of the hollow here in the sticks of West Virginia, and I think they're talking some rain there today. But I got on Facebook this morning while I watched Fox News a little bit. You know, I'm glad I'm a fan of Fox News. Let's see. I've seen a lot of stuff here the last 10 years that a lot of news, the NBC, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, and West Virginia's Charleston Gazette and others, wouldn't tell. They refused to tell it because it didn't align with what was going on with them and Obama and the Democrats and the liberals and so it wouldn't align with them, so they didn't tell it. Fox News did, and now we're finding out Fox News was right. Yeah, and now what that means? That means what God told me 8 years ago was right. That means that what he told me, they're crashing your economy. A few weeks later, you're being subdued. He was dead on the money. But that's where a little bit of insight from the big knowing fella upstairs. That's a little insight from him is a world of worth. Man, it just is. But anyway, got on Facebook this morning and was it U.S. Chronicle? Somebody had posted it or reposted about the Michael Brown incident in Ferguson, Missouri. And anyway, I typed out one article and done some copy and paste with it and made a little statement in front of it. But anyway, it just got me to thinking again. You know, the Democratic Party has turned into a divisive, treacherous, seditious, treasonous, boiling sewer of lies and rot. Barack Obama come on the scene. Oh, they don't like me because I'm black. And people jumped all over it. But it reminds me, Ted Nugent, he's a hunter, rock and roller, and that, and I don't think I've ever listened to a whole song of Ted Nugent's. I'm not a rock and roller. I mean, I just don't. I confess Christianity as the basis of my thinking. But anyway, it reminds me, Obama went on this race card thing, man, and it went crazy. All Al Sharpton jumped on it. Louis Farrakhan jumped on it. Oprah jumped on it. Obama's supporters in the government jumped on it. And you had Comey and McCabe and Clapper and Stroke and Page and all these people fell in line with that stuff as they started a lie. They started building rot against the next coming in president. But anyway, this is before that a little bit. But they jumped on this race card thing. And the Democrats are still trying to carry this race card thing for strength. They seen it work for Obama. But see, the problem was the American public, little by little, the longer Obama stayed in there, the American public began to realize, man, this is a scheme. This is a plot. This is a hidden agenda in the background to divide and separate and weaken America. And when Hillary had her hat in the ring in 2016, and And we know now that all kinds of trash took place in the background, man. God. And they pushed all this junk, and Obama's behind them, and it fell apart. Then they started the scheming and the plotting. But see, this is what I want to get back to. They don't like me because I'm black. Yeah. But see, they started to. Michael Brown attacked a police officer after threatening a shop owner. And there's videos of it. People, there's a video. There's a picture of Brown having a hold of this man's shirt, threatening him. And him and Brown walked, I don't know, I ain't paying attention really to the height of it, but to the how he was and his shop owner. But he looked, I mean, just in my mind, for what I can remember, I just seen the picture, but in my mind, Brown looked like he might have been 10 inches, 12 inches taller than this guy. Okay? Brown threatening. Maybe just 8 inches, I don't know. But then, right after this happens, Brown gets out, and he's walking down the middle of the street, and this police officer comes up behind him and goes to confront him. Man, what are you doing in the middle of the street? Brown, Stone, he's been smoking pot. They said that the forensics report came back, said he had pot and urine in his blood. Pot and urine. Oh, yeah, the urine deal. I don't know where that's come from, but pot and urine in his blood. But he attacks the police officer. He didn't just attack the police officer. The police officer didn't particularly get out, from what I can garner at the moment, because Brown attacks him while he's in the car, from what I can gather. He attacks him, and the police officer fires a shot, and he shoots Brown in the thumb. Well, the Brown turns and goes to walk off or something or other. Then the police officer gets out and tells him to stop. Brown turns around and comes at him or something, and the police officer hits him head on with the gun several times in the chest area, I guess, or whatever. It says several times, in the chest. But if you look at Black Lives Matter and what Obama wanted to see take place, and what Eric Holder and the liberals and socialists wanted to do, they painted the police officer as the dirty guy, the mean guy, the bad guy. Oh, he killed a poor little old boy. Poor little boy. He wasn't no poor little boy. He was a man, a big man. But the race card was played, and it spread, and our policemen started dying. Soldiers started dying. Obama done his damnedest to crush the American individual spirit. He wanted to break America. You need to let that sink in. The Democratic Party is still playing that vile, vicious, poop-filled game. I brought up Ted Nugent earlier. Ted Nugent, when all this stuff was going on, Ted Nugent had come out. He said, he grew up, I think he said Chicago, but he grew up, and he said, we lived together. He said there wasn't no whites, there wasn't no blacks. He said we lived together, man. We had to live together. We're close to get so nets are close together in there. We didn't have a choice. We wanted to have some kind of peaceful place. We had to live together. He said there was no racism. It didn't exist. But Barack Obama gets on the scene and starts his boo-hoo black deal. And what happens? What happens? Racism was all but dead in America, people. It was all but dead. You hardly ever heard anything about it. A lying, scheming, cheating, half-breed communist Muslim deviant that acts like a nigger starts boo-hooing black deal, and all of a sudden it boils. Racism boils. But you know, it wasn't the whites against the blacks. It was the blacks fired up, kindled against the whites, trying to blame the whites of today for things that happened 200 friggin' years ago. The stupidest, ignorantest bunch of trash took place you could even imagine. But you know, I'm glad of one thing. Now listen, I'm glad of one thing that actually was learned during this time of Obama lied through office. I'm glad of one thing. Blacks begin to realize that old boy sitting up there in the White House is a nigger. He can't be trusted. He is a nigger. They begin to realize it. Obama was a lie. Oh, listen, people. Obama's own half-brother said Barack's whole life is a lie. Come on. I mean, what does it take? What does it take? Listen, the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama both are Marxist. The Democratic Party fell in behind their lead, and the Democratic Party is playing a Marxist handbook right now. Karl Marx said if we can pee into their minds enough, we can eventually manipulate them till we own them. Now you think about that. If we can destroy the morals of one generation of Americans, we can take the nation. If we can pee into their minds enough, we can manipulate them until we eventually own them. That's what Karl Marx is known for. A drunken socialist, born 1800s, lived in the 1900s. If we can pee into their minds enough, we can own them. You know, it's been maybe 2 years ago, something like that. I put a post, Twist the World News, me, John Davis, I put a post on Facebook, and I talked about Karl Marx. And there was a man come back at me, replied or commented on what I'd said. And you know, he never come back and said, "Oh, you need to look into Marxism. You need to do this." You know what he done? He cursed me. Vile, vulgar language. He cursed me as if he was saying, "You blank blank, you uncovered me. Yeah, you uncovered me." And think about it. You uncovered me. But people, the Democratic Party should not get one vote. Not one vote in 2020. By all moral rights and means, they should not get one vote. There's, you know, I know it's happening. I know it's real. I see the evidence of it every day. Every day. These people, they are warring against justice. They have become a boiling, disruptive sewer. Can you imagine? Now listen, it happens probably every day in the world or in America. Can you imagine living in your house and a sewer system or a sewer line or something getting blocked, and the pressure from that sewer line boiling up in front of your house, and maybe in the road or in your yard or wherever, but it just boils up and it becomes a disgusting smell and stench. Can you imagine it? That's what the Democratic Party is today. It's a disgusting stench, a smell. Peace is pushed back. Hope is actually pushed back. They give you a speech of hope, but people, it's a divisive thing. See, they seen Barack Obama he gained some ground with it. He was divisive. You know, Barack Obama wasn't stupid, or he's not stupid. I mean, ignorant maybe, but not stupid. Nobody in their right mind would raise up against the righteousness and the wholeness of God. Nobody would. But Barack Obama has chosen to do that. He has risen up against the one true, holy, and righteous God. That is, that's as that's a doggone wet noodle brained as you can get. I mean, I'm sorry. It just is. God help me never to do that. Never ignore you. Never ignore your goodness and your righteousness. By the blood of Jesus. But it's a mess. It really is. It's a mess. But see, the Democratic Party has fell into that lead. They fell behind that lead of Obama and Clinton. And they've got behind that lead, and now they play a Marxist handbook. Look at them, people. Look what they're doing. They're making excuses they're making excuses to murder a baby right at birth. They're making excuses for every contemptible, damnable thing you can think. Listen, where is the sense? Where is the common sense? The rationale of thinking that you can excuse obscure sexual activities, things that are out of the ordinary, things that are not normal, things that we know science has proven that create and birth sexual diseases. Where is the rationale in thinking that you can turn this stuff loose like the Democratic Party is? Condoning transgenders, condoning homosexuality, condoning every friggin' thing in a man. They're condoning illegals coming in. These illegals are bringing disease in with them. Do you realize that? They're bringing disease in. They say that it's right now. Was it the Black Plague? Someone here in the last few days had made a statement that San Francisco, I believe it's San Francisco, where they're welcoming so many illegals that it might not be in the backpack, it might be in something else, but it's something that should have been killed out a long time ago, and us taking vaccinations and stuff to hold that stuff down. But they say that there's cases that are alive out there right now, out there in California. And the Democratic Party will not help Trump stop it. Where is the rationale in that thinking, people? Where is it? Where is the common sense in their thinking? There is none. Those people are a cesspool. They are a cesspool of shame and pain and tears upon Americans. They are a curse upon humanity. What they are doing is literally unthinkable, but yet it's taking place. Where is the rationale in their thinking? There is none, people. There is none. They should not get one single vote in 2020. As a matter of fact, they need to be lined up and shot. They are a curse upon society. The Democratic Party has become a curse upon society. And it's not just them. There's some Republicans that ain't got it together either. But the Democratic Party needs to be lined up and shot. And you got a bunch of liberal socialist newscasters that need to be shot right along with them. They have risen their hand up against you, your family, and your bloodline. Do you realize that if we don't get this garbage stopped, the day will come you and I will be at war on our own front porch, trying to shoot the perverts off our property and get them out of our family's face? You realize that? We're being moved toward that. As long as these people get by with resisting justice and truth and honor and godly moral strength, as long as they get by with resisting those things, we are being put at risk. We are being put at risk. I would to God right now, I would to God that our president, our duly elected, legally elected president, Donald J. Trump, would commit our military into crushing the Democratic Party. I really would. I really, really would. I would love to see this garbage stopped. I would love to see this divisive, embedded treachery cut off. I really would. This nation has cried for 10 years. 10 friggin' years, tears have flowed down the cheeks of this nation because of the trash that was welcomed in. 10 years we've cried. 10 years our people have been murdered and slandered and shamed. If justice is not served, people, in Washington, D.C., you will basically have a 100% guarantee civil war is coming. You better hear me. If justice is not served in Washington, D.C., and the sedition and treachery of what has taken place has been implemented by the Democratic Party, by liberals and socialists, if justice does not cut them off, you will have almost a 100% guarantee of civil war. And it ain't going to be war like took place over here in one of these other countries. It's going to be all-out war, because you have millions of Americans that are already armed to the hilt. And they're not going to give up their guns. We're going to go to war. And it ain't going to be no playground thing. It's going to be bad. You know why it's going to be bad? You know why? Because your liberals and socialists, if they get into power and they push us into this, they will bring foreign soldiers upon the soil of America. This is going to be all out bloody war. It's going to make Iraq and Iran and Syria. It's going to make Venezuela and all that. It's going to make it look like child's play, because those people are not armed like American patriots are. We're armed. The shame and disgrace of these days will go down in history. you know. We had liberals and socialists that supported Obama, said, oh, he'll be the greatest president in American history. That's the reason all this murder and shame and lies. That's the reason Washington, D.C. is a sewer. Because perverts backed him. He's a pervert, they're a pervert for backing him. God forgive us of our ignorance. That we would stoop and lower ourselves to the point that Islamic, socialist, racist rot could manipulate us into the place that we're divided as we are. God forgive us of such ignorance. God forgive us of such stupidity. Obama, he jerked the chain of the black community and made them feel like it was going to get the gold ring to the city, the golden key. Socialists are doing the same thing right now. Liberals and socialists are doing the same thing. They're trying to make the poor man, the college student, all these people, trying to make them think, hey, the world is going to be a utopia. We're going to have it all. Everybody going to be equal. Whether you realize or not, socialists are not equal with anybody. They are here, you are here. Okay? They are not equal with anybody. But I guess you get a vision of grandeur and you're willing to kiss the butt to get it. You know, I don't know. God forgive us. God forgive us of such weak-minded thinking. People, don't vote Democrat because mommy and daddy did. Don't be that ignorant. Don't vote Democrat because, well, it's what we all believe around here. Don't vote, and sure in the world you're not vote Democrat because you're gay and they rub your crotch and you make you feel good. Surely you're not going to do it because you're transgender and they scratch your butt just right. I don't know. They should not get one vote. Not one single vote from the American citizen. Oh, they might vote for themselves. But we should know better. We should know better. I hope you have a good day. A good one, I hope. And pray that somewhere in this day God will speak to you. And you'll see that things can be better. But they can only be better as long as truth and honor reside. As long as truth and honor are in power. As long as justice is fed and kept alive with truth and honor. Tomorrow can be blessed. Tomorrow can be awesome. Tomorrow your family might wake up can wake up tomorrow and say, I have a real hope. Because those that would lie, steal, and kill have been cut off. I have a real hope. God bless America. God bless our duly elected president, Donald J. Trump. Have a good day.